So let me ask you something. Are you leading a team or are you just programming a machine? It's a question every single one of us in a leadership role should really think about. Today, we're going to dive into how to stop leading from behind a set of what I call robot glasses and, start actually connecting with the people you work with. I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than this, right? Seriously, have you ever tried to high-five a robot? It's just awkward. It's cold, there's nothing there, and honestly, it's the perfect metaphor for what happens when we lead with a purely mechanical mindset. That connection, it's just not there. And look, here's the fundamental challenge we all face as leaders. On one hand, you've got to hit those record-breaking results. The numbers matter. But on the other hand, you want to build a team that feels like, well, a team, a family even. The big problem is the way we often go after one of those goals can totally destroy the other. This brings us to the trap of the robot glasses. It's that moment we slip into seeing our team members not as people, but as, well, really valuable tools. We start thinking, okay, how can I use this person to get this job done? Now, it might seem super efficient on the surface, but trust me, it's a huge, huge problem. This way of thinking, it creates what's known as the map problem. And the idea is pretty simple. You and your team are looking at the exact same goal, but you're seeing two completely different landscapes. So as the leader, you're almost always trained to see the scoreboard, right? You're looking at the metrics, the data, the sales numbers, all those little progress bars. For you, the goal is a number that just needs to go up. It's clear, it's logical, and it's all about that final score. But your team? Oh, they're not looking at a scoreboard. They're on the ground, and what they see is a battlefield. They see the day-to-day challenges, the tough client calls, the office politics. They see the personal fears, and all the messy human interactions it takes to even move the needle on your scoreboard. And here's exactly how that disconnect plays out. The leader, who's staring at the scoreboard, asks a very mechanical question. How do I push the right buttons for more sales? But the person on the battlefield is thinking something totally different, like, I'm scared of losing my job, or maybe, I just really want to help this customer. They are operating from two completely different realities. And this is the result. This is the consequence. When you're wearing those robot glasses, even your best intentions get totally lost in translation. You say something inspiring like, let's work together, but all they hear is, work faster, you machines. So this all builds to another really key idea, the calculator problem. And this gets right to the heart of why a purely logical, results-only approach is basically guaranteed to fail with a team of human beings. Just think about a calculator for a second. Its function is, well, it's perfect, isn't it? You punch in 2 plus 2 and it gives you 4. Every single time. It's reliable, it's accurate, it's completely predictable. Its whole purpose in life is just to perform that one function, without any emotion or getting sidetracked. But, and this is the crucial difference, for all of its perfect efficiency, a calculator will never ever care about you. It doesn't care if you're having a bad day, and it definitely doesn't get excited when you succeed. There is zero human connection. And this is the stuff you just can't demand from a machine. You can't ask a calculator to be passionate. You can't ask it to be cohesive with the other stuff on your desk. And you certainly can't ask it to have heart. These are uniquely human qualities, and you can't get them by treating people like calculators. Okay, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? This is where things get really practical. Let's talk about the fix, how you can actually take off those robot glasses and start seeing your team clearly again. And the fix is, it's beautifully simple. It's just a 2-step process. First, you have to deliberately force yourself to look away from the scoreboard just for a moment. And second, you ask your team one very specific question. And this is it. This is the question that can change everything. You walk out onto their battlefield and you ask, what does this goal look like to you? This single question invites their perspective. It shows you actually value their map, not just your own. It bridges that huge gap between your scoreboard and their reality on the ground. So in the end, it all comes back to this one central idea. Things like passion and cohesion and heart, they aren't things you can just program into people. They're things that grow when people feel seen and heard and understood. You just can't build a truly human team if your main focus is trying to program a machine. So let me just leave you with this. Let's turn it around for a second. When was the last time you felt like just a tool in someone else's toolbox? Remembering that feeling, that's probably the best motivation any of us have to take off the glasses and lead in a totally different way.